When you look at the agency's mission to conserve waste, to protect the environment of Texas, to promote the well-being of the people of Texas, the economy of Texas, I think all of those couldn't be done if the federal government had sole or primary jurisdiction over oil and gas regulation. You look at what's happened over the last 10 or 12 years in the shale boom that's occurred both in the state and nationally. The tremendous increase, 4 million barrels a day of production that we've had in the U.S. over that period of time would not have occurred if the federal government had been in charge of drilling regulations. I think the fact that the states, particularly Texas, and some other states too, like North Dakota, were in charge of those rules and regulations is what allowed that huge increase to happen. It clearly transformed both the U.S. economy and the world economy. The world of where you're drilling a vertical well on a 40 or 80 acre lease is far, far radically different than the world in which you're drilling 10 or 12 long horizontals off of a single well pad trying to develop a 1,000, 2,000 acre, for example, lease or footprint. And so the approach needs to be dramatically different. We did a lot of work on new rules and regulations while I was on the commission, and did some more of that this year. Kind of saw this year as the ending of my part on that, but hopefully we've continued to transition from a vertical world of drilling to a horizontal world of drilling as far as the rules and regulations of the Railroad Commission. That's been a big deal over the last 6 years. And the ones that we did while I was here, the our wellbore integrity rules on 13 that we did were major. I think the water recycling rules that we changed were major change. And even though technically it's not a regulation, it was a field rule, I think what we did with the unconventional field rules is one of the most major changes that we made when we talk about making the paradigm shift between a vertical world and a horizontal world. I think that was one of our first really well thought out major substantive steps in that direction. In 2011, when I came into office, when it appeared obvious to me that the Eagle Ford was the real deal and was going to be a big deal, I thought that we needed to exert that leadership, step up, start a needed dialogue that had not happened in the previous Barnett Shale, and get it going in the Eagle Ford, where we had the community, industry, local governments, all talking to each other. And I think we were largely successful in that effort. We got them talking. They still don't always like what they say to each other, but they're talking. When I look back at my legacy, or what I hope I brought to the commission, I think I brought a renewed sense of that this is an important office, should be an important office, and if we do our role right, it will be an important office.